Welcome back to Unfiltered, the fine print podcast. A play on peeling back the layers of influencer marketing and overconsumption, diving into what's really behind the hashtag sponsored world. Today, we're talking about something a lot of us can relate to, shopping addiction. In a world where social media constantly tells us we need more, it's easy to fall into the trap of buying without even realizing the damage it's doing. Our guest today knows this firsthand. They went from casual shopping to a full-blown addiction, fueled by influencer, culture, retail work, and the rush of keeping up with the latest trends. But after hitting rock bottom, both financially and mentally, they made the difficult journey to regain control of their spending and rethink their relationship with shopping. So how does someone go from mindless hauls and buy now, pay later debt to mindful spending and financial stability? Let's find out. Please welcome Kenya to the podcast. Hey, Kenya, how's it going?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. So my first question for you today is, how has working in retail influenced your shopping habits, and do you think influencer marketing plays a role in that?
Honestly, I've worked in retail since about high school, and I think being in that space where influencer marketing basically fuels the spending habits of not only the consumers but also the workers itself, it has completely changed my perspective, and I think I got to the point where I spiraled out of control, especially when I turned 18 and got my first credit card. Yeah, it got really bad. I was just constantly cycling through highs of spending money and lows of thinking about how much money I spent. And then when you get to the other end, you realize, oh my gosh, how did I even get how did I even get here? And then I don't even know how to get out of it. So it's like I do think both these combined have like really changed how I spend my money.
Definitely, yeah. So my next question for you today is, do you think shopping itself is the problem, or is it the way influencer marketing has shaped our spending habits?
I really don't think that shopping is the problem because to this day I still do love shopping and I yearn for a nice shopping spree. Like I love spending my money, guys. But it's just I think I think in our society today we've been really like conditioned to overconsume, and I think that's where it becomes a problem. The way that it's marketed towards us, where we're consistently getting humongous hauls, different things from various stores dropping thousands and thousands of dollars like weekly, monthly. I believe that's where it becomes like unhealthy. Working in retail, we're encouraged to constantly be wearing the latest trends, the new arrivals, stuff like that. So when you're constantly surrounded by this, it's easily to fall into the trap. My paychecks literally were barely making it into my bank account before I was planning a next shopping spree. When it got really bad, I would literally wait until 3 a.m. when my check hit my account.
You would what?
Yeah.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, guys. I was waiting till 3 a.m. so I could make a purchase. It felt really good, like a rush of dopamine, and I was just wanting more constantly.
That's how I feel about that, guys. All right. So how have your shopping habits changed since then?
I think my shopping habits really changed when I realized it had become a problem because I had discovered Afterpay like around last year.
I love Afterpay. Woo!
Yeah, like it's so enticing. Like, why would I drop $200 at once when I could spend $50 every 2 weeks? That means I could just buy more without feeling as bad. Like, hello. And then I also got a credit card, and oh my gosh, I literally felt so unstoppable. I was literally working every single day of Christmas break, and there was never a shift where I did not leave without a handful of new clothes.
Yay!
Yeah,
New
yeah,
clothes.
Yeah, it was great. And then it just became to the point where I didn't even have like anything to show for how much I was working. Like I even got a second job to help me combat my habits. But then I even realized that through my haze of shopping addiction, I realized that I really had a massive problem. And I still do love shopping and I still do love watching hauls, but I've had to like basically force myself to adopt a smarter and slower way of spending because I had become to feel suffocated by my own spending habits. And I cut back working at my retail job because it directly correlated with how much money I was spending. And it has, so far, it's had a really huge improvement. And I no longer feel required to just constantly be wearing or buying the newest piece. And yeah, and I think getting a second job, I've spent the least amount of money in the past few months than I have in nearly 2 years. So, yeah.
That's good. So, what would you say to other people your age that are currently battling a shopping addiction? How would you tell them to ease that?
Honestly, I was having a conversation with a friend and she was like lecturing me about saving because it had gotten to that point. And she literally clocked me because she was like, Kenya, you're almost 20 years old and you don't even have savings. And this is so embarrassing. I need to like focus real quick. So I think we like thinking about your future and just thinking about how much problems you're putting your future self in is what helped me. So I think it might help others as well. Shopping is not the problem. Everyone deserves to indulge. But I just think that we need to invest in slower shopping by thinking about weighing the pros and cons of your purchases without buying them immediately, I fear. So I just think it's all about your mindset that needs to be changed when working with shopping addictions.
Yeah, 100%. All right. Anything else that you have to say to the podcast today?
If anyone's listening, please sponsor me. I would love some PR so I don't spend any more money.
Well, that's overconsumption, and that's a whole other battle, unfortunately. But that's all we have for you guys today. Thanks for tuning in to the Fine Print podcast. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. We'll try and answer for you. No promises, though. Might be out spending some money.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us today, guys. Have a good day. Bye.